Hey, good morning. I just finished reading day 6 of the sugar fast called Armor Up, and I wanted to share kind of a funny little story. So when this line, he likes you lethargic and ineffective. Talking about the enemy, right? And that the whole premise is that we need to armor up with the armor of God because the enemy is attacking and after us. And I could not agree more. When I realized that I was finding myself struggling in a binge restrict cycle after getting to my weight loss goal, I knew that it was partially spiritual because I didn't miss the fact that a lot of times my client call days are Thursdays. Well, guess what? On Wednesday nights, I would get a sudden urge to binge. And then Thursday morning, when I'm sitting there trying to make calls, trying to encourage people on their health journey, I am sitting there lethargic and full of guilt and shame over my own eating the night before. And I was virtually ineffective. I felt ineffective. So now I know that God can work through that anyway. But it made it abundantly clear to me that part of my issue was definitely a spiritual attack. So when I started trying to work on that area and my mindset around all of that a couple years ago, I knew that I had to have a faith-based approach and that God had to be a part of this part of my journey with me. I should have included him from day one, but definitely needed him to take part in this part. So fast forward, that led me to the sugar fast in God's detailed way and only a way that he can. But anyways, before this sugar fast, I was seeking counseling with a Christian counselor at Bellevue, and she is part of my counseling. Brought up the armor of God and encouraged me to read it and study it and us talk about it the following session. Well, I went home and a little background. I had tried to do the Priscilla Schreier Armor of God study years ago and kind of got part of the way through it, but kind of fell off. And I love her and I love her studies, but I fell off. And so it was just kind of this weird thing, this armor of God. I was familiar, but I didn't own it, didn't feel it, didn't vibe with it, I guess. So anyway, so when this counselor brought it up, I thought, okay, I'll try again, right? I'll try, whatever. So I got in the Word and I started reading it and I was trying to study on it and meditate on it. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not happening. Like, it doesn't sit with me. I'm not connecting with it. I don't know. I don't get it, whatever. So, and I basically told her that. The next time I went back, I basically told her that. And so, let it be, moved on, right? Shortly after that, it kept popping up again in the way that only God can. The boys were studying in devotional. It showed up in one of my daily readings or whatever. It kept coming up. I don't even remember details of how, but I know it just kept coming. And yes, I'm stubborn. And yes, God has to tell me things sometimes 1,000 times, or at least it feels like it, before I actually do it. But I also remind him that he made me this way. So anyways, so I studied it. I got back in there. I thought, all right, God, I hear you. So I got back in there and it sat. It got in this time. And so since then, I have tried to make it a habit of praying the armor of God over myself. So went back to counseling, talked to the counselor about it, and she encouraged me, when you get up in front of the mirror, when you're getting ready or as you're praying, whatever, and just go top to bottom, right? So that's generally what I do. I start with the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, belt of truth, gospel shoes of peace. I hold up my shield of faith, and then my sword of the Spirit, right? But I just kind of go through that. And I get in and out of the habits. I am certainly not perfect by any means. But when I did this sugar fast back in January, it kind of reinvigorated that, and that kind of became one of my daily morning, prayers again. And it has through different seasons, right? When I'm especially feeling the enemy attack. But anyways, I had kind of fallen off of that habit again and felt the Holy Spirit nudging me. And so this week I have been doing it again. Again, maybe because, I'm doing the fast and maybe I'm feeling the spiritual attacks. I don't know. But anyways, maybe the Holy Spirit just knew I really needed that. But anyways, I would just encourage you, all of that to say, if you have never prayed and put on the armor of God as a daily habit, try it. See what God can do through that for you, because it has become such a special time for me and God to talk through as I put that on, and I really do feel His presence. And if I'm feeling Satan attack during the day, I will throw up that shield again and then pull out my sword. So I use the armor of God, and it has been such a powerful blessing in my life, even though I drug my feet getting there. So I just wanted to encourage you, if you've never done it, if you've never dug in and studied it or tried to put it on daily, try it and see what God can do. All right, have a good day.